Fortnite, in collaboration with The Simpsons, has provided a new map with lots of points of interest and references to the show. Today we're going to be looking at one location that was only ever featured in one episode primarily, but it has been referenced in others as well as being included in other Simpsons games. Kamp Krusty is probably the largest location on the map if you include its surrounding areas, such as the hill that leads to the Springfield sign and Lake Springfield, as well as the forest and Springfield Gorge. It's an area you've probably visited multiple times, using it as a shortcut to get from one side of the map to the other, or using the hill to your advantage. We're going to start today by looking at the surrounding areas. In the middle of the map is the Springfield sign, and at the back of this is a few small campsites. Inside the tents could be a chest, so they are worth destroying. Also, the campfires themselves are there to heal you. Light the fire and you will regain some health. That's quite useful to know if you've got a bit of downtime. Also scattered around this P.O.I are a few wooden sniper towers. At the very top there's normally a loot chest that contains a rifle, but I have seen other weapons spawn there as well. There's also sometimes items on the platform about halfway up. These sniper towers do give good views of the surrounding area, but because of the structure of the tower itself, you're not going to be able to see everything. Position yourself right though and you can get just over 200 degrees of sight lines at least. There are a few wooden houses that do look similar to this sniper tower. They look like smaller versions of them, but they just contain some loot. You'll also find some single story shacks. Some are just a building on its own and others are connected to jetties. They do follow the same theme of this P.O.I though, in that they're made of wood, they can easily be destroyed, but they are useful for hiding in temporarily. If you're playing in a team and you need to reboot a teammate, there is a reboot van located just behind the Springfield sign, near one of the smaller camps, but that isn't the only one in this area. There's another reboot van located just outside of the main camp in this P.O.I. So let's talk about the main camp then. It follows the same style as you've seen in the Outskirts. There's lots of wooden buildings and they all have the same basic interior, where you'll see bunk beds and a few shelves. There's chests and ammo boxes that you can loot, and there's the odd little room that you can hide in. One of the bigger wooden buildings is this one with the balcony. It's right near the Kamp Krusty sign, and when you go inside of it, go to this door that's straight ahead of you. In the corner you'll see these barrels for Krusty imitation gruel. This is of course a reference to the food that was served in the Kamp Krusty episode of The Simpsons. Upstairs follows the same pattern of the other buildings in this area. Very basic interiors with chests and ammo boxes placed on racking. To the right of this building you'll see an open barn with logged seating outside. Like in other Fortnite maps, there's capture zones. Kamp Krusty is no different. There's a flag in the centre of the main camp. Stay in the zone for long enough and you'll raise the flag. Doing so will change it from Kamp Krusty to Camp Bart, and when you do so you'll be rewarded with some higher grade weapons and other useful items. As briefly mentioned, you'll know you've arrived into the main camp when you see the Kamp Krusty sign. This can be found overlooking the water of Lake Springfield, and if you're looking in map view, it's to the southwest of the power plant. There is an NPC that can spawn in this location. It's Blinky Fishstick. The NPC can be found on this small island just outside of the main entrance to Kamp Krusty. It'll provide you with a couple of options, those being the opening of a rift or provide you with healing items. This NPC will try to shoot you if you aggro it. Overall, while this is one of the larger areas, if you count its surrounding landmarks as a feature of the camp, there's a good mix of everything. There's high spots that are good for scoping out your opponents or sniping from. The buildings or the camp itself can get crowded, especially when people are fighting for the capture zone, but it also does have some hiding spots that you can use to your advantage, and getaway points like the lake itself and zip lines. So that's it for a deep dive look at Kamp Krusty. Is this one of your preferred places to drop? If so, why? Do let me know if I've missed anything within this P.O.I by dropping it in the comments. That being said, feel free to check out some of the other deep dives into the other locations featured within Simpsons Fortnite.